All right, brother, hold up. It's the man and now that's coming at your way. Check it in, check it out, man. Peace. Now, I didn't watch Monday Night Football. Now, I know it's Wednesday morning. Look, I didn't watch Monday Night Football, brother. Look, I'm going to tell you what happened. So, I was just running around, about chilling. I don't really pay attention to Monday night games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be trying to, but then I just stop because most of them be boring. Usually, the best games it be is Sunday or Thursdays. Fuck Mondays. Anyway, so apparently Monday Night Football was Seattle Seahawks versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now we see the score 23-17. And it's funny that I saw this on First Take in my notification because I was gonna make a whole video about Russell Wilson anyway. And then I need to touch on the Eagles. And my next video will be about Russell Wilson. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. What's the problem? Listen, I've been saying this ever since. Only reason why Eagles won that Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots back in 2016-2017 season, or I'm sorry, 2017-2018 season, is because it was fixed. Now look, hey, look here. A lot of people didn't believe me. A lot of cats didn't believe me when I said that shit. Look, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Then they try to give me the excuse, yeah, because you're a Patriots fan. So of course you'll say that every time y'all lose the Super Bowl. Look, all New England Patriots Super Bowls are usually exciting. I think the most boring one I've ever seen in recent history was the one against the Rams. And then again, I wouldn't even call that all boring because once again, you know what they say, man. Hey, defense wins championships. But we still tore that ass up 17-3, right? Or was it 13-3? Yeah, it was 13-3. But anyway, look at it.
Do you think the Eagles need to just clean house at this point?
Shit, they need to mop the whole floor.
Oh, yeah, there's no other. I mean, like, look, I'm the one. Yes, the answer is yes. I'm the one coming out always and killing Carson Wentz because I noticed since last year when everyone was saying how great he was playing, he was regressing badly. That's continued now till no one can deny it anymore. But, yes, it's not just Wentz. Peters.
I agree. But I don't want to make it up because, look, Carson Wentz first 2 years in this league, in this thing here, man, he was going off. Now, yes, he had dealt with some injuries. Of course. Injuries will eventually catch up to a player no matter if he's so-called recovered or not. I think a lot of players have reaped the benefit of being injured when they're on the roll during a so-called MVP season or in the hunt of MVP season. Usually they go down with an injury. 9 out of 10, they never come back the same. Now, look. Carson Wentz, I'm not taking away from what he's been doing, but for the past 2 seasons, 4 to 5 years he's been in the league, he's been an average quarterback. Been an average quarterback. I'm not saying that he's ass. I'm not saying that he's half great. I'm not saying that he's half good. He's all right. Now, has he reached his full potential? No. Can he reach his full potential with Doug Peterson? That's been very questionable for the past 2 seasons. And I'm going to be dead ass with you. He can't. He can't, man. But go ahead.
Peterson going for it down 11 on 4th down. And you know me, I'm like all for going for it on 4th down. But situational football, your offense can't do anything. Make it a 1-score game. This is not rocket science. To me,
I don't know nobody on the Philadelphia Eagles offense but Carson Wentz. I think Ashad Jeffrey, if I even said it right, and that other guy, Zach Ertz. And is he even still that? Is that nigga still they tight end?
That's Peterson saying, I don't want anything to do with this. Right? He has plausible deniability or whatever. I need to get away from this. Howie Roseman, I mean, a lot of people stupidly passed up on DK Metcalf, Molly, who you and many others were saying, what about this guy over here? You should. But Howie Roseman was one of them. Howie Roseman passed up on Jefferson to take Rieger, who was said he runs a 1.240. Remember, you heard things like he runs a 4.340, but at the combine it was closer to 4.5, and couldn't get separation at all yesterday. No, and by the way, and then drafts Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round. who's clearly that's an indictment of Carson Wentz, but obviously Hurts isn't ready to do anything, or they'd have given him a more of a look so far. And by the way, Peterson, when he puts Hurts in, the offense is doing nothing. They have like 5 consecutive series with possessions with like they're 3 and out, they're 3 and out, they're 3 and out. They put Hurts in, there's a pre-snap penalty, and then he completes like a 6-yard pass immediately.
Hey yo. Also, let me say this, which is funny while I'm touching on it. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all probably gonna look at me sideways, but I don't give a shit. Philadelphia sports, and this is for all of y'all Philadelphia sports. Maybe except if y'all have a baseball like look, I don't keep up with baseball like that necessarily. But listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to say. Philadelphia Eagles are a worse version of their own hometown basketball team, Philadelphia 76ers. I'll say that one more time. Philadelphia 76ers, Philadelphia Eagles are a worse version of their hometown team. Back in NBA, the 76ers. They are the worst version of their own hometown basketball team, 76ers. I don't give a shit what you say. Because on paper they look good. When you look at them, they straight garbage. And I'll make a video about 76ers real soon, because that's long overdue on my channel for me. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. The 76ers Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, listen. I'm sorry, Philadelphia 76ers. Well, you could primarily go ahead and say the Eagles too. The problem with Eagles is that, look, hey man, they don't have, and I'm really talking about the 76ers right now, but you can add this for the Eagles too, all right? But listen, the problem with the 76ers is that, look, they don't have an identity as a team. They have no identity. All they know is Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Tobias Harris. And I don't even think he's still playing on that team. If he is, he's been quiet as hell. And Al Horford, old ass. Like, what he gonna provide besides being your defensive anchor? That. But he's still a hella good rebounder. And he can knock down a 3 at times, not consistently. Now, if Embiid can develop some type of 3-point consistently, you know, it is what it is. But anyway.
Carson Wentz comes back in, right? So it's terrible Peterson, but I think it's almost intentional at this point. Peterson's like, I got to distance myself from this. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. He'll get another head coaching job. I think Roseman also, this stinks. The drafting hurts.
Well, you got to look at it like this. Doug Peterson, yeah. But he has not been back to the Super Bowl ever since. Hell, has not even been in the playoffs ever since. I keep telling y'all, brothers, man. They won that Super Bowl against my team, New England Patriots, only because we sold it out. Y'all brothers don't believe me. A lot of y'all cats can't hear. A lot of y'all ignore. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all call me crazy. Fuck it.
That doesn't make any sense under the circumstances. He keeps missing with the wide receivers, right, in terms of putting something together. And then obviously Carson Wentz. Guys, do I have to keep saying it? Do I have to keep saying it? The dude is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now. Stephen A.,
I agree.
You want to say, well, if Roseman and Peterson were doing better, he wouldn't be the worst? I agree with that. He'd be average, low average. The dude ain't getting paid average, low.
Exactly. He's very similar to Matthew Stafford in terms of delivering for your team. Listen, I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest with you. I'm gonna just say this right here, right now. And that's basically what I said. It's the system. And even if Carson Wentz was like not in it, if he wasn't under Doug Peterson's name in his Eagle system, listen, he'd probably still be at least average. But he's you know.
Average, low average, he has an immovable contract. Again, find a taker for the contract.
Put it this way: he a mediocre player with a non-mediocre, with a non-mediocre contract, with a phenomenal contract. Put it that way. But he's not a phenomenal player. To be honest with you, I can name 3 QBs off bat that deserve a phenomenal contract. Hell, fuck the quarterback position. I'll say player. But if I'm talking about quarterback, I'm gonna tell you top 3. Patrick Mahomes, A-Rod, and I'll say Russell Wilson. Tom Brady gonna get one regardless. So pretty much.
What have I been saying? Like earlier in the season, see if you can get Nick Foles for Carson Wentz. Not that Foles would do any better with this Eagles team, but at least you get out. Like Foles has a modest contract.
Let's not forget Nick Foles caught a damn touchdown pass in that Patriots Super Bowl.
Is getting paid like a superstar. So at least you get out from under Wentz's contract, and the Bears will get a mobile quarterback who at least used to be able to pass the ball down the field. Wentz was awful again. Stephen A. Yes.
You're confusing me. You're confused.
Hey yo, Stephen A. Smith got that ass right. Cause when Stephen A. Smith said time out, Max Kellerman froze, boy. It didn't say shit. Look at him. Look at them deer in headlights. Hey, yo, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, man, running that dumb game.
Confusing me. Are you saying the coach needs to go, the GM needs to go, or everybody needs to go? I'm lost. What are you saying?
I thought, well, the GM, the coach, and the quarterback is everybody. So I'm saying everybody.
Yeah.
I will just end by saying this and hand it to you.
You know what? I could agree. I could agree with that to a certain extent. This is about me speaking off my perspective. I could definitely agree to a certain extent. But when they get rid of Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson, where are they gonna go? And who's coming to Philadelphia? That's the next question.
Carson Wentz was facing an historically bad defense last night, and he made them look like the '85 Bears. Right? They couldn't they had like -3 yards in their first 5. It was ridiculous. He can't do anything. He's shot. And I blame the enablers on the team and in the media who keep telling him how great he is when he keeps regressing. Why doesn't anyone tell him the truth? Carson Wentz, you stink. But there was greatness in there. But right now it's
Motherfucker game stink like a stump. Like a skunk, man.
all messed up. You got to get better.
Okay. Now, before I go into my soliloquy, let me ask you a question, Max Kellerman. Are you aware of how old Carson Wentz is? He's 28.
27.
He's 28 years old.
28.
Well, I'm sorry. They said 28. I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it says right here he's 28 years old. What I'm asking you is this: at the age of 25, were we not saying that he was great? That he was?
Y'all actually was, and that's my point. That's why I said earlier Carson Wentz has not reached his full potential. For the past 2 to 3 years, after that, his 2016-17 season, I believe it was his rookie year. So in the year Carson Wentz went Super Bowl champion. Well, he didn't play that Super Bowl. Nick Foles did, but still, what did they say? What was y'all saying? Eagles are gonna be a dynasty and all this other shit and yada yada yada, and y'all was talking about how good. Look, I didn't buy that shit not one time, and I'm glad I didn't.
He was on the verge of greatness.
Yep. He was.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is where you and I part ways.
No, fuck all that. What I want to know is what happened. Anyway.
Your criticisms are on point. But when we talk about cleaning house, that means everybody got to go. And I'm of the mindset that Peterson has to go, even though Peterson is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And do you know why I believe Peterson has to go?
Not a quarterback, a coach.
For exactly the reason you said. He don't look like he wants to coach this guy. He doesn't look like he believes in this guy.
Agreed.
He doesn't look like he believes that this is the guy that he wants to ride with. But the Eagles are committed, to $59 million to this man over the next year or two? He ain't going anywhere. So the fact that Carson Wentz ain't going anywhere, because you're not going to get anybody to take those numbers, and on top of it all, you got to pay him those numbers. I'm sorry, the head coach, who used to be an offensive coordinator, who used to be a quarterback's coach, that dude has to be held accountable, because that's your job. Now, if you were a defensive coordinator, let's say, for example, Matt.
I definitely agree with you, Mr. Stephen A. Smith. And let me go ahead and just say this. if he's gonna be there for another 2 to 5 years, basically Carson Wentz just wasted his career if he does not adjust his game. Doug Peterson may end up having to get fired. Who the hell knows? But this is what I am gonna say. This right here what I am gonna say, man. And I'll leave it at this. Carson Wentz, if he gonna get paid superstar money for the next 5 years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, let me just say this here. Basically what he's doing, he's just eating the Eagles' salary up. He's basically just eating the Eagles' pockets up. Basically that's what he's doing.
Well, Max, he was Tony Dungy, or he was Lovie Smith, or he was Mike Tomlin or somebody. Hell, if he was Vic Fangio, well, guess what? Defense is your thing. I brought in a quarterbacks coach. I brought in an offensive coordinator to work with this guy, and it's not working out. That would be different. But for Peterson, this is what you do. This is what you're supposed to do. Frank Reich was there as the quarterbacks coach and the offensive coordinator when the Eagles won a Super Bowl. I get that. But damn, who brought Frank Reich on his staff? That was Peterson. He was a member of your staff. I'd like to believe y'all communicated. I'd like to believe there's a thing or two here that not only you knew and you taught him, but vice versa. He was able to impart his wisdom upon you so you could have a profoundly positive effect on the franchise quarterback. The fact that the quarterback has regressed. We know that he's had injuries.
I mean, look, you gotta develop your quarterback. You as the head coach, you have to develop your quarterback. Your quarterback has to be willing to win. You have to be able to win. You as the coach, you have to be willing to win. The quarterback has to win. He has to be able to win. You feel me?
Injuries, and we understand that. But if we look at Carson Wentz, man,
absolutely, yes, he's had his injuries. But go on.
and saw him hobbling, if we saw that his legs were never the same, etc., I get all of that. But when you look at him and you see that he's healthy, that physically, even though he's getting beat up because the offensive line is trash, they can't protect him, he can't even step back to take.
What good does it do to have a so-called good quarterback with his ass online? That's primarily that's basically practically the problem in Houston with Deshaun Watson.
Take a deep breath, for crying out loud, before they
And then the motherfuckers got rid of D-Hop. So
over him. Still in all, he's getting up play after play, quarter after quarter, game after game. So I have to look at the coach. You don't play. You're the coach. It's your job to figure out a way to maximize this dude's ability. When you talk about his regression,
I agree. So you hold both of them accountable.
Disagreeing with you. I'm simply saying, wait a minute. When do we look at Peterson?
It's similar to a father teaching his son to be a man. If you're not fully developed as a man, how can you help your son become? How can you turn your boy into a man by fully developing him when you're not fully developed yourself? That's how I look at it. Anyway, I'm just talking off perspective, man. Anyway, y'all share, stay blessed, peace.